Hi, and welcome back to the Real Sisters Real Estate Podcast. This is Chrissy Curtis. I'm with the Berkshire Hathaway Bob and Rana Group, and I'm here with my sister Julie.
And I'm with Century 21 Jackson Hole. You look tan.
Yes, yeah, I've been working on my tan. I'm here in Aruba. We have been having some fun in the sun. Unfortunately, it's pretty packed here. So only this, if you notice, only this half of my side of my body is tan. We've been sitting in a umbrellaed, the only seat we can find, and it has an umbrella, and the left side of my body has not gotten any sun. So I'm on a mission to even out at some point. Seat's just been taking a fully shaded chair, but we're out enough, so I'm sure we'll even out. I look a little two faced right now. The right side of my face is tan, the left side
To
not so
even it up with some makeup.
much. But we're having fun. Yeah, exactly, exactly. This is more makeup I've had on in days just because for the recording, but yeah, you're on vacation mode. No
No,
no makeup
absolutely not.
necessary.
Well, you look great. You look tanned and beautiful. So
Thanks. I'm going for the beachy hair
I
today,
like it.
so,
I like it.
no
I'm
no
still
fuss.
in a sweater,
Thanks.
freezing my tail off over here. It has been snowing. We've gotten probably almost 2 feet of snow in the last week. So we have been getting buried.
Holy moly. Oh, I don't think I'd if that was happening at home, I don't think I'd leave the
Oh,
island.
yeah,
I would
no
just stay
doubt.
here.
I mean, I want to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We'll just become expats. Yeah, so lots of fun in the sun here, but you wanna get into some
Yeah,
news we can
absolutely.
use? You wanna go ahead
So
and kick it
our
off?
Teton Board of Realtors, we have a current residential days on market of 141, same as last week, not much change, and 223 days on market for building sites, so 1 day less. We have 949 active listings. We have 46 new listings, 24 listings went pending, and 13 sold. So same as last week. We're still down across the board from this time last year. Hopefully, when the snow melts in May, that might pick up some.
Right? Business will start to blossom when the tulips do,
Exactly.
right? Same kind of thing around here. Current days on the market is actually 1 day more than last week. Last week it was 18. This time it's 19. Nothing earth shattering there. Active units were actually down half a percentage point. Nothing too crazy there. Nothing to be really concerned about because the pending is up 3.4%. So less coming on the market, but more going under contract. So kind of makes sense. And then as far as closings overall, same record that we've been seeing this past couple months. As far as year over year, we're down year over year. We're down about 632 units, which actually is a pretty big number. When I ran the numbers, I was like, let me do that again just to make sure I didn't do anything wrong. I've been known to do that. So I double checked it to make sure it was right. But nothing to worry about. Our spring market is in full effect. I've been trying to stay in touch with all my people. I'm here, and I've had some help along the way, which is great. As far as national numbers, I thought it'd be fun to throw in some Aruba stuff just since I'm here. At home, the U.S. national rate for a home, the average is $417,700. That's what the average house costs. And then in Aruba, it's $321,000. So definitely a little bit lower here, which is nice. Right now, their investment properties are going through the roof. A lot of investors are coming through. It's a buyer's market here right now. From everything that I could read, which is good for the buyers. And the crazy thing is if you purchase here, you do not have to go through a bunch of red tape. You can purchase just as easily as the locals do. So I thought that was really interesting. I know in Italy you have to be a resident, and you have to. It's really hard to get your residency of Italy. You can't even get a driver's license or a car because you have to prove lineage, like a blood background. I learned that when we went to the Amalfi Coast the first time, and the tour guide told me how difficult it was for her to buy her place there. So I thought that was interesting. Interest rates are hovering around 7.25 right now. again, kind of going back and forth, what we've been seeing. Hopefully, we can get them to come down. And then average days on the market are still 49. So nothing earth shattering there. It'd be nice to get
Yeah,
those
it would
rates
be nice
down.
to get those rates down. And speaking of it, that I found an article that I'd like to share for our news from the big dogs. Um, this is from the
Perfect.
Fox business page, and it's landlords are lowering rent prices thanks to an apartment building boom, according to the Redfin chief economist, Daryl Fairweather. She says median monthly rent prices hit a high of over $2,000 in 2023, mainly due to high mortgage payments that push potential buyers into a rental market instead. She goes on to say, however, prices have since changed due to an apartment building boom. There are many vacant properties right now, and the supply jump has caused landlords to lower prices. Now, I pulled this article because if you remember a few weeks ago, we were talking about Dr. Yoon, and what he thinks that there's three key factors that need to happen before the Fed lowers our rates. And one of those is the prices of rent come down. So hopefully this we see continuing to trend. He also talked about, this CPI coming in, inflation getting under control, and then the government bond spread to even out as well. So those are the key factors that we're looking for. So perhaps one of those pieces are falling into place. And if we can get the other two factors to kind of follow suit, then we will perhaps be on the right path to having the Fed lower some rates for us, which we need.
We really do. And it also goes back to the article I brought up a couple weeks ago as well about in the cities, the office spaces are turning into or converting them to apartments or condos as well because of the commercial real estate is just tanking. So that is probably contributing to the lower of rent pricing, because more supply. So I mean that's all good news in my opinion. I'm not really seeing that in my market, but I don't have my finger on the pulse as far as rentals go in our area. I don't do a whole lot of rentals. Um, from what the little bit that I've dabbled with it, the rental prices are still pretty high. But that would be great if they're starting to come down in the big cities because that will eventually trickle down.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll link the article in the comments of the YouTube channel. Rents are, they're
Okay.
coming down slightly. They had the actual numbers and I was like, okay, it went down, a couple $100, but still, I guess they're trending in the right way. So hopefully that trend continues.
So I think it'll if
Yeah.
Dr. Yoon, is that what his name was? Yeah, if he's correct, which
He
sounds like
seems
he's
like a
pretty
smart
well
guy.
educated. Right, I guess I'll trust him. Then that should be good news. That should be good news. So that yeah, I'll take
Absolutely.
it.
Well, you want to get into our what would you do? I think you have a pretty good story for us this week.
I do. I have a pretty jarring story, so just stay with me. But when I came across it, I thought it was too funny to not share. New York based real estate investor and house flipper Ben Wagner told the Post he's still dealing with the trauma of finding a crime scene at the listing of a townhome for sale in a posh neighborhood 3 years ago. Firstly, the door was half open and it smelled hideous, said Wagner. All the lights were switched off, so I tripped as soon as I entered the house. When I fell, I saw a severed head right in front of me. Despite the dark, I was able to make out blood spatter on the walls and even more bodies strewn about. Naturally, I puked. Next, he called the police, who showed up to inform Wagner that it was a fake crime scene. The bodies were mutilated mannequins, and the blood was probably from Party City. When Wagner tried contacting the sellers to ask about the haunted house they'd surprise him with, they ghosted him. To this day, Wagner still doesn't know why the listing looked like the Manson family had just moved in. However, he had a hunch that the sellers got cold feet. They could have just told me they didn't want to sell, says Wagner. Enacting a fake crime scene is completely unnecessary. Agreed. Like, why
I don't know.
would you do this? Why would you? why would you go through all that trouble instead of just making a phone call? Like,
Seems
it's ridiculous, and I feel so bad for this
clearly
guy.
it scarred him, and it
It's
seems like
terrible.
it took so much more effort to do this than to just cancel the listing. I don't know.
Right. Just make a phone call. Why kill mannequins and puts blood all over the place and just make a phone call? Seems a little bit easier. But I will say when I first read this, I gasped out loud. I was like, "Oh my gosh." Like, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, thank goodness,"
Yeah.
But oh my god, I would have puked too, and hopefully Ben puked inside the townhouse for them to clean up.
I
Like,
mean,
that's
how do they
ridiculous.
get this
So,
stench?
like I said, I was wondering the same thing.
Oh,
If it's all
no.
fake, then what is
I
the
don't know.
stench? I don't
I
know,
don't
that's a
know.
little scary. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a wee bit wacky. When you sent it to me, I was like, Chrissy, I don't know about this one."
Right? My sister, how many margaritas has she had poolside?
A few, obviously, and then I was like,
Not
"Oh,
enough.
okay." But still.
And then he just could never get a hold of them. Like, this people are crazy, man. People are just they're so unpredictable.
I
I don't get it. It just seems
I
like so much
wonder if
more
it was,
work.
like, really truly, like, an elaborate prank.
Right? It would be so funny if they were actually, well, I mean, funny for us, not for Ben. If there was like a hidden video so they could watch his reaction. Yeah, horror. And I mean, it would be kind of funny, but also pretty cruel,
Absolutely,
you
but if
know?
there is footage out there, feel free to send it our way and put the link in the comments.
Yeah. Yes. Because while cruel, might be kind of funny now that we know
Yes.
that it's fake.
Well, that's a pretty good one.
Oh, you want to go ahead and get into our
Yeah.
reality show
This
breakdown?
week we watched the $1 Million Listing LA season 14, episode 3, The Cat in the House. Let's see. It starts off with Tracy having both clients. She's double siding, she's having a hard time. She brings in Josh Flagg to help negotiate because she has two ladies in a serious time crunch. She's got one in escrow that needs to sell her house, and she's got one in a lease back that's almost up that her house is already sold. So those two work together, and it makes for some pretty comical scenes in the restaurant scene that they have together.
Oh my gosh, yeah. With the dogs, because Tracy, Flag, he doesn't. I guess I'm assuming he gets a money compensation as well, but he also gets to spend time with Tracy's dogs.
Yeah,
Was it
she
like 2 weeks or
negotiates
something like
her
that?
dogs. Sadie and Jack, I think are their names. And she's like, I can't believe
Is
it, but I
that
am
right?
negotiating my dogs. I mean, it just goes to show anything's fair
Right.
game in real estate, man.
Especially when you make that much money, you want some money, but probably just want the time with the dogs. That Josh Flagg loves those dogs more than he likes
Absolutely.
people, it
I mean,
seems.
the scene before where the cat lady, who I absolutely love.
She's Whew. You love her, you love her. I think that
She
she's a
is.
little out there, but,
She
but
is.
she's
She
funny. She's
puts the
funny for
cat
sure.
right in his arms like a baby and his face.
Oh, his face. Well, first off, a cat in a restaurant? Like, I've definitely never seen that. I've seen people bring their dogs to a restaurant, but definitely never cat. If you're allowed to bring your dog, I assume the cat's allowed as well. But yeah, the way she talks to him, like, oof, like that. I feel like that enough would be, um, it would be a lot just to listen
Yes.
to her talk to them all
Yeah,
the
I
time. But yeah, he does a good job
he
negotiating
does.
on her
I
part, though.
mean, they get over asking price. I think they all know if this went to market, she would have multiple offers. So I think they were kind of negotiating with the sense of, look, if this goes, it would obviously go higher than list price. So good on them. They get the deal done, and everybody moves along.
Yeah.
So everybody's happy on that episode.
Yeah, I mean, with Tracy, dealing with friends like that, it can be a little sticky. So smart on her part to bring in Josh to help in that way. She can keep her friendships and her business, a
Yeah,
little bit separated.
absolutely,
So
absolutely. It's
good
hard.
for her.
It's hard. We can do an intermediary here, but basically you can't negotiate on either side, so it's smart for her, obviously they want to do the best for their clients, so she brought in him to actually be able to negotiate and not just be a paper pusher. So good idea.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're not allowed to do both sides. We have to represent the buyer or the seller. Yeah, so that's a smart thing to do. That's what I would have done and brought in a buyer's agent. There's no reason not to. So yeah, absolutely smart. Doesn't surprise me coming from Tracy. She
Oh yeah.
seems
Oh yeah.
pretty savvy.
And then on the Altman team, they have a what he calls a unicorn. They have a modern build in an old school neighborhood. Um, it's a hard sell. It
Yes.
really is. They had an honest conversation with the sellers about, the buyer pool being so different for this particular neighborhood. And something he does is very clever. He calls it real estate kidnapping.
Yes. Yes.
Super
That's
smart.
super smart.
So basically, he takes people who are looking for modern builds, he puts them in a car, and then drives them over to this other house.
And kidnaps him and makes him come into this neighborhood, which they would probably discount otherwise because most it looks like all the other builds in the house are more
Yep.
they're older, they're more of just a different type of style. So super smart on his part. I think you mentioned that you've done this
I
before
have.
as well.
I did. I did it once
Yeah.
and it worked. It didn't work out at
Hey,
the
there you
house,
go.
and they were in my car, and we were on our way to lunch, and it happened to be on the way, so it was very convenient. I was like, "Look, how about before we go and grab
Right.
that slice of pizza, let's just roll on in here and check out this place."
Right. That's just you being prepared and knowing what your clients want, you know? And since you have them and they're kind of at your mercy
Yeah.
because you're
I
kidnapping
mean,
them, might as well
if
do
they
what you
wanted
can.
pizza, they would have to go through the house.
That's right. Blackmailed for pizza. But it worked out for them because
They
they
got the
got the
house
house
they
they want, it
wanted,
sounds
it
like.
it it checked many, many of their boxes, so it all worked out for everybody. Um
Yeah. I was surprised that Josh Altman, the new guy on the team, I hope it was more for TV purposes. Like he just did not have his information ready and handy and ready to go. A listing like that, if you're showing it to people, you better know your facts. You need to know the basics. And if you don't know the everything,
Yeah.
you should at least know the
Yeah,
basics.
and just reading the room as well. I think when he asked, "Okay, you ready to make an offer?" And the
Make a deal.
people were like,
Yeah.
"No."
Like, "What? No.
You know,
No."
he Yeah, I mean, Altman
Womp
even
womp.
pulled him aside and was like, "Oh, dude, don't do that." Yeah, definitely a little cringy
No.
there, but yeah, I mean, new agents, I think
Yeah.
we've all been through there, do that, but definitely, take a little time. You're not gonna know everything, but you can know at least what's on the
No.
MLS and on the listing.
Right. And if you don't have time to memorize it, at least print it out for yourself. You know, you should be able to memorize how many
Sure.
bedrooms and baths the houses have, though. I mean, that's pretty simple stuff. A good idea of a roundabout square footage. You should know the exact number. But if you need to be like, oh, it's just shy of, I mean, these houses are huge, so just shy of, whatever,
Yeah.
6,000, something like that's even better
Yeah.
than,
I don't know.
deer in headlights.
Uh,
uh,
I don't know. Why
why don't
don't
you
you
look it up
walk
for
around
yourself?
and tell me what you feel?
Right? And then make an offer.
So how about that offer, guys?
Right? Yeah, he redeemed himself the next time that we
Yeah, he
saw him,
does. He
so that
does a
was
good
good.
job.
Yeah.
Um,
He's got he's
oh
got a great
yeah.
trainer. I mean,
Gosh,
geez.
man, that would be awesome to work with, to be able to shadow some of those
Oh,
guys and really get a sense of how they really
I
work.
know.
I mean, obviously they have huge teams around them. They have
Mhm.
interns and people who probably write up all the contracts and all that kind of stuff. But man,
Right. But,
they are.
they
They're so
started
good.
somewhere.
I didn't watch the show before we came up with this podcast idea. I never watched, I really don't watch any reality shows, but I started watching this one and I have to say I enjoy it much more than I thought I would.
I do too. Me too. I don't watch a whole lot of reality TV. I definitely have never watched this until we came up with this as a segment. So I was like, yeah, I was kind of dreading watching it, to be completely honest. And I actually really really like it. They're very good. They're very savvy. You know, they are showing what we do. The just the different personalities we have to deal with on a daily basis, you know, and just how we have to just kind of adapt and go with it, you know. But yeah, I really like it too. I'm glad that we picked this one as our first episode to kind of
Yeah, I'll be a
dissect.
little sad when we're finished up with this and I don't know where we're going next, so
I know I don't know if it'll be as good. I will say I've watched some Selling Sunset,
it's
and
brutal.
it was
Mhm.
it was hard. It was hard. It's more like a soap
Yeah.
opera,
Well,
so we'll
we'll
see.
get through this. Right now, we're only
Yeah.
on episode 3, so we got time.
Yep. Right. I think we can power through. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the listing of the week. I have a little bit of a story for this week. I went on a deep dive of who has celebrity listings in Aruba, and I found out that Floyd Mayweather, the boxer, he has a home here that he purchased for 6 million just recently, actually. So this first picture is actually him at Flamingo Island, which you can only access if you are a Marriott, staring at a certain Marriott. They own the island. Um, but Aruba law, they don't have any pictures of the house besides one. I actually saw it on. We did a sunset cruise, and I saw the house itself and took some pictures. And I was like, "Oh, this will be so fun to add my own photos." But there was
Oh.
no photos online to be seen. So then I went on a deep dive of Floyd Mayweather. So he actually did purchase this one. So after hours of research, it was a fail, and I came up with this listing for Floyd Mayweather instead. um, so this listing is by Drew Fenton of Hilton and Highland. And this is Floyd Mayweather's 2019 purchase of his $26 million, 15,000 square foot mansion in the flats of Beverly Hills. The French modern home has 6 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. The main house features a formal dining room with 10 sets of French doors, along with paneled library and a family room featuring a cocktail bar, which you'll see in the pictures. It's really nice. With a display wine cellar. Property also has a guest house that includes a 20-seat screening room, a gym, a 4-car garage, a pool, and pool house, complete with marble surround hot tub cascading into the lap pool. The surround by a black and marble striped deck area and ample seating with contemporary fire pit. So let's take a peek at it. I mean, this house is pretty darn amazing. During my deep dive of Floyd Mayweather, apparently he is quite the real estate investor. He makes a lot of purchases for expensive homes like this, and does a good job with investing. But I thought that this marble surround, the stripes,
That
was
is
so
really
different
cool.
but so
I
cool.
like it.
Um,
Yeah.
isn't that cool? I know, it's so crazy. And to be honest, when I first saw it, I was like, "I don't know if I like that or not," but the more I looked at it, I was like, "No, I like that," especially
Yeah,
for, like, if you're going
I
for that
really
modern
like
look.
it.
Yeah,
And you said it's marble?
it's marble. The
I
white
wonder if it's
spaces are
slippery.
marble. I was wearing the
Yeah.
same, if you get out of the pool, but I feel like I've been to places in, like, Atlantis, and they have, marble spaces, and it wasn't slippery, but I don't know. I don't think he'll
Well,
ever invite me there, so I'll never know.
do some light stalking and see if you can find him while you're there in Aruba and be like, "So I heard you're a real
I
estate
know,
investor, and it
I
turns
know.
out that I'm a real estate agent."
Right. I did a deep dive on you already. If anyone's looking at the cookies, they're gonna be like, "What is she doing?"
This is really
This is
pretty.
beautiful, isn't it?
I like the mirror behind the
I know,
fireplace,
so
that's cool.
I know I was getting ready to say, and this is the first picture you'll see the mirror. The theme of the mirror goes throughout the house, and this isn't like for people that are just listening, this isn't like an '80s style mirror that's on the side of the wall. This is a very pretty piece that fits perfectly with the very modern space. I like the big topiaries that are on the side of the sconces and stuff. I think
Yeah,
that's a
it's
different kind
really
of
pretty.
feel. Another look of that room. It's very pretty. I mean, look how big and open it is, and there's that wine, cellar type space that
That
was
is
mentioned
a
in the
lot of
description.
wine.
very clean. Oh, I know. What I have a better
Very
picture
clean,
of it
very
too. It's
modern.
crazy. Just
Yeah.
very modern, beautiful. It's gorgeous. I was actually able to
Oh,
dig up
wow.
quite a few pictures of this, so I'll probably roll through a little bit faster than normal. But yeah, see that's a second mirror with it
Okay,
with
so
the
it's,
around
like,
the fireplace.
intertwined through the whole house.
Yeah, it's like a cohesive type of
You
thing because even the light fixtures are all the same. I mean, 20,
Yeah.
what'd I say, 26,000,000?
I like the
Yeah.
light fixtures, the kinda smaller, low profile, round. I like that. That's a beautiful kitchen.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Not a just crazy. It's just crazy. Look at you can't see anything and all those clear, the glass cabinets. It looks like you can see a few things in there. It's almost like they're tinted a little bit darker. Um, just beautiful, beautiful kitchen. I can't imagine how big that island is in real life,
I don't
you
know,
know?
but there's no way I would be able to have cabinets like that.
I don't
I
know.
mean, I need to hide my junk.
I'm the same way. I'd probably do 1 or 2, but for the most part, we're not
No.
no, I can't do it. And then
Wow.
there's a better look of that
That
wine
is a
of the wine
huge
storage.
wine storage. It's one
I
that you
know,
can walk
right?
in. So I've been in one of those. You walk in, it's all
Mhm.
climate controlled. It's
Yeah,
really, really cool and really fancy.
beautiful. Yeah, I'm sure. I probably can't even afford 1 bottle of wine that's
Oh,
in
I
there.
like the black.
And then the isn't it? Yeah, we were kinda talking about this with the interior design piece the other
Moody.
day. It's the moody black now instead of moody
I
blue or
like the
moody
black,
green.
and
But
it's
it's
very
very
masculine, but
masculine.
it contrasts so well because the beginning pictures, I was like, "That is a lot of white," and all I could think was, "I'm gonna spill spaghetti sauce on
Yes.
this is gonna be a disaster." But then you come in here and you're like, "Oh, okay, this is where you
Right,
eat."
right.
If you're gonna eat on a couch.
Right, right. This is your safe space, Jules. Just and then this is the guest house, I believe, and it's the
Look
concession
at that
stand for the
snack
movie
bar.
theater. I mean, what the
It's
heck? Yeah,
amazing.
I know. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's better than a movie
It's,
theater.
like,
It's
fully
crazy.
stocked with everything
Mm,
you ever want. Is that a soft serve? It's a soft serve ice cream thing
everything.
right there, and then in the little
I believe
canisters are all the stuff that you put on your soft serve. How cool is that?
this primary has the mirror around the fireplace again.
It
Am I
is.
correct? Or is
You're
it
right, but the TV
am I seeing
helps,
that correctly?
like,
Doesn't it? Yeah, I thought so.
um, break it up. Yeah. Yeah,
Break it
so, I
up.
mean, I don't love mirrors in the primary, the, like, minus of, you getting dressed, but
Yeah.
that's done tastefully.
You're not into the
No,
mirrors on the ceiling, Jules?
we've
Like,
talked
what
about it
the heck?
before. It's just not my jam, okay?
God, what a prude. Check out this bathroom, man.
Cool.
This is crazy. I love that chevron tile. I love the black tub. Again, breaking up all that white again. Just it's super
Yes.
modern and clean.
Yeah, no,
It's gorgeous.
that's amazing with the marble the gray
Mm.
veins running through the kinda tying together the white and black with the gray. I like it.
Even look at the crystal
Oh,
doorknobs
yeah.
just to make sure that every piece, is cohesive. Crazy,
Yeah,
right?
someone procured this house very nicely.
Yeah. So this is the only fireplace that I saw that did not have a mirror. This is obviously maybe the guest house or just a bedroom. Still very big for whatever it is,
Yeah.
and you get to walk out to the patio. Another room, it has your own like microwave and sink and stuff, which is just crazy. And then it's
Yeah, I
more
don't know
weird
what's on
stuff on
there.
the
I wanna
TV.
know. Come on, Chrissy.
I don't. I want to
Do
know too.
another deep
Maybe
dive
I'll.
for
I
several
know I
hours
did
and
not
come up
want to
with
search
what's
long
on
enough.
the TV.
I I got time. I'm headed to the adult pool after this. More pictures of the outside with the marble surround
It's so
pool. I mean,
pretty.
just amazing. Even the
It's
palm tree's
it's just
perfect
so
looking.
pretty. It's so cohesive even through the outside with the black and white marble. It
Mm,
runs through the house, it comes outside. it's really so nicely done.
Yeah. It's so gorgeous. When I was looking for the house for in Aruba, and I came across this, I was like, "This one's too pretty to not share anyway," and I've already done the deep dive, so I might as well just finish off the research. It's just gorgeous, and I've never seen even all the, $1,000,000 listing houses, I've never seen that marble surround on the outside, and it's very unique and very, just
Yeah.
clever and pretty,
Very
so
pretty.
there's my that's my lesson on Floyd Mayweather and his, investment
And I got to
properties.
learn a little bit about, who he is and what he does. I really have yeah. I'm not a huge sports person. I watch
Right?
football and golf, and that's about the extent. So, boxing is outside of my realm, so when you mentioned him, I was like, "Right. Alright. Got it."
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that's CJ all the way. That's the only reason I know everything because he just rattles on sports about sports all the time, and, as a wife and female that we do, I just
Nod.
half listen. "Oh, okay, okay." But yeah, but it's pretty constant in our family, so, I have to listen to quite a bit of it, but
Yeah.
that's his
Well,
passion, he loves it,
great
so it is
listing.
what it is.
Really, really fun.
Yeah,
Um, should we
thank
get into our tip of the week?
Sure. I think mine is probably gonna be what is, people are expecting from me as I'm away. Um, I think it's a good idea to have a partner, of some sort, so while you are away, you can enjoy your time away. I know as real estate agents, I've gotten a call from my clients or texted a client or just been in work mode the whole time, so it is nice, but it is nice to have someone. I have a team member that's helping me out immensely while I'm gone. She's doing showings for me. She's going to a house for photos. So although I'm not able to turn completely off, she's been very helpful and just having someone that I can say, "Oh," to my buyers that want to see houses, "I'm going to set you up with such and such," and that way she can take them out. She's gonna get compensated, of course. I think that's the fair thing to do. But even as a solo agent, I think it's a good idea to find someone else in your brokerage that would be able to help you. And then, you would reciprocate and do it for them when they're out of town. So I think that's probably what people would expect the tip of
No,
the
it's
week to
a
be
it's a
while I'm
good
in
tip.
Aruba.
Whenever I leave, I have my kinda work buddy. Um, when he goes out of town, I
Yeah.
help him out. When I'm out of town, he helps me out. So, good to have a friend for sure.
Yes. It makes it just a little bit easier so you don't lose your clients because buyers are not always the most
Really?
loyal, no matter how long you've been working with 'em. Like,
Wow. I have
I know, it's
never
crazy
noticed that
concept. I
buyers
know,
aren't loyal.
I know,
Shocking.
I know. Shocking,
So mine's
shocking.
just kind of
So what do you got for us?
hark back to what we were talking about earlier in the episode and being prepared. Um, as a new agent or if it's your listing, just make sure you are well prepared. Know your square footage, know your rooms, just know the basics. No one's going to expect you to know every single thing, but it is very good to be prepared. I like to print up cheat sheets for me and my clients, and I literally give them to you. And I say, here is your cheat sheets for the day. Here's my cheat sheets for the day. But before I leave for my showings, I'll go through and I highlight or I circle the things that I know they're going to ask. What's the square footage again? Can we have horses on here? Things of those nature. So just be prepared, do your homework, and then it just helps you not look like a dope.
No, you don't wanna look like a dope, and, if there's gonna be things that you're not going to know, especially if it's not your listing, and just let let them know you'll get back to them as soon as possible, but you should have the basics of what you're showing and you should know more than the basics for your listings. But yes, absolutely. The cheat sheets are essential. I will be honest, I don't normally memorize this stuff. If it's my own listing, of course, I just know it because 'cause I'm looking through the paperwork and stuff so much. But if it's a buyer's, if I'm taking buyers out, I don't do all the research. I always let them know when we see something, any questions you have. If I don't have the answers, I'll get you the answers right away. For the most part, if we see 5 homes, you'll probably only have questions on 2 or so, so No need to spend hours calling all the agents that won't answer anyway. So, you don't know what you know, and you don't know what they're going to want until you actually go
Yep.
see it. But yeah, absolutely, you have to be prepared. It's funny that you said that because when you said that, you told me that you highlighted your stuff. I do that for my listings with my when I'm going over comps. I highlight all the stuff, but I had never done it before for when I was taking my buyers out. So I stole your tip and I started doing it too. Because they almost always ask, "Oh, is this public water? Is this a septic?" That kind of stuff. So that
Yep.
way it's highlighted. I can find it right away and let them know. And when I'm highlighting it, I kind of already putting it in my brain. So I know at that point. So
Excellent.
I stole your tip already and used it. All right,
No,
anything
I am
else we wanna
good.
share?
We'll go ahead and let you get back to your vacation. You enjoy and don't work so hard. Let your
Thank
team
you.
member pick up a little
Thank
bit of
you.
that.
Yeah, yeah, she's helping me out so much. I have, uh, totally monopolized her day tomorrow, so I kinda feel bad. Like I said, I'm gonna compensate, but I kinda feel bad, but she's been very helpful and she's very enthusiastic, so super, super helpful. So I will work on the rest of tanning the rest of my,
Yes. Good luck on
left
that.
side. Thank you. It's a tall order I have to look forward to for the next few days. But we will be back next Friday. You can find us anywhere that you stream. And then, of course, the video is on YouTube, Real Sisters Real Estate. And please feel free to email us any tips, tricks, stories that you have. We'd love to hear them at Real Sisters Real Estate
All
at
right. Well, we will see
gmail.com.
you guys next week.
Bye.